Can you state your rank, name, company, and billet?
My rank, name, company, and billet are HM3 FMF Preuss. I'm the senior line for Lima Company.
All right. Could you explain the workup for the deployment?
The workup for the deployment, we started out. I started out going to division schools with my mortarman. That was about 3 weeks in Pendleton, where we learned all things mortarman. Then I became the senior line. And for me, the workup really became a lot about paperwork, getting Marines their shots, getting Marines to dental, treating any injured Marines who fell out on a hike, just about pretty much anything like that. Then we went to Bridgeport, and it was that was a pretty stressful time. We only had 2 other corpsmen in the whole company. We got all of our new corpsmen in the middle of Bridgeport, so it was all about training the corpsmen and getting through the cold. And then a couple field ops, more paperwork, more dental, more shots, and then we did Mojave Viper, which was, for me, Mojave Viper, I'm in a mobile section out here, so it was a lot of mobile section practice, a lot of CASEVAC practices, and that was pretty much the workup.
Being the senior line corpsman, what's your responsibility?
As senior line corpsman, my responsibility is just to maintain the medical readiness of Lima Company, also just to get any administrative medical stuff out of the way. Also out here on the deployment, my responsibility, I'm part of the quick reaction force for Lima Company. So if we need to go out and get anybody who's been injured, that's pretty much my job. I run the ambulance.
What are some of the injuries you've seen that you've worked on?
This deployment, most of the injuries have been concussions that I've seen. Anything really more serious than that, any amputations is going to be CASEVAC'd on a bird. But yeah, a lot of concussions, minor fragmentation wounds. In the past, I've seen gunshot wounds last year. Yeah, that's pretty much the extent.
All right. Where were you at last deployment?
Last deployment, I was with 3-7. We did some time in Sistani. I was with Lima Company, so we did some time in Sistani. Did some time up in Delaram, and then we finished the deployment here.
How do you think the place has changed since last deployment?
It's been an incredible change. I remember last year, when we left last year, it was firefights every day. It was pretty crazy. It was just nonstop. Out as soon as I got back here, you could notice the change. There's Afghan flags flying everywhere. There's AUP, ANA stations everywhere. It's a lot quieter, a lot more secure. It's a pretty impressive change.
How do you think the locals have changed towards us from last time to this time?
I'm not sure if the locals' mindset's changed, but I think they just feel a lot more free to actually engage with us and talk to us. I never got the feeling that the actual locals didn't like us. It was just, it was too dangerous to talk or be seen with us or anything like that, and that's definitely changed this year.
Can you talk about your experience throughout the deployment, just how it's been?
My experience this deployment, it's just been a lot of, I've been in the mobile section a lot, so it's been, in the beginning it was real busy days. We ran out to the platoons every day doing resupplies and all kinds of stuff, and then towards the later half of the deployment, it's really transitioned to QRF. So we take EOD out whenever an IED is found. We take Lima 6 around for any meetings he has, anything like that, and it's been a lot of time on Jackson, a lot of time in trucks, but it's been busy.
What are you doing in your downtime when you're bored?
During the downtime, I read a lot. Big reader. Just finished Sherlock Holmes, the complete first series, so yeah, a lot of reading.
How do you think the camaraderie is within your mobile section?
The camaraderie in the mobile section is really good. It's a great group of guys. We split into 2 sections, so there's some nice intersection rivalry, but it's a lot of fun. It's a really good group of guys this year.
All right. Describe the weather now on it.
The weather is so much better than it was last year. Last year it was 125 degrees nonstop, and it was miserable. This year it got cold, it rained a little bit, and it was so much easier to operate. It was a relief from last year, and it was nice to actually pack all that cold weather gear and actually get a chance to use it.
Did Do you do anything special for the holidays? How'd you celebrate them?
For the holidays, we tried to eat together as a section, just kind of celebrate together. But we didn't do anything real special. Called the family, called the wife. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Considering that we're almost at the end, how do you think the deployment went?
I think the deployment went really well. I've been able to sit in on some of our COC meetings and just watch the progress and as Lima Company changes kind of how it operates, and it's been a good deployment. I think I've learned a lot, and it's really interesting to see the inner workings of how a company runs.
Oh, what was the daily struggle or the hardest part of deployment for you?
The hardest part of the deployment for me is being away from the wife. It's it's real hard. Miss her a lot, and that's been the hardest part. We haven't really as mobile sections. We come back to Jackson every night, so it's not the toughest. It's not like being out in the platoons and doing the work they do, but it's hard being away from the family.
Considering this is your second time deploying with 3-7, how do you like it? How do you feel about being part of it?
I've loved 3-7. It's my first duty station. It's all I've ever been with. It's all I know, but it's been great. The second deployment, being more senior and having different responsibilities and doing something for different it's been really good, and I enjoy the work. I really like what I'm doing.
Yeah. Do you have any final thoughts? Anything else you want to say?
Not really. It's like I said earlier, the change in Sangin was really cool to see from the beginning. I remember going out in the green zone last year and getting shot at, and the first time I pushed out there again, it was a little bit of paranoia, and now realizing how safe it is, it's really cool to see. Yeah.
We're done.
Cool. Awesome.
Thank you. If you're gonna be the only one coming in today.